What's up guys and girls, and welcome back. If you haven't seen the previous one, this was approaching the final table in a World Series tournament on GG Masters. It's a hyper, and now we are at the final table, 7-handed, 10 big blinds deep, stacks are pretty even. So this is going to be an interesting one, super high variance obviously. Given that we have 3 pretty competent players, maybe even 4, and even Knowledge, who I don't have many info on, and he hasn't been playing too much on GG so far, seemed to have some pretty strong game in him. So a deal would make sense. I didn't really think about it at that time. And I also think I have a slight edge here against most players, knowing when to fold, knowing when to apply aggression. But obviously variance is massive. We just need some hands. And ace deuce here already, just an ICM fold. We're making so much more money by hopefully laddering up than potentially flipping here or even running into a better ace oftentimes or some other better hand than ace deuce. So a snap fold. And even 9-4, I'm not going to go for the aggressive shove. Again, Knowledge has been more on the tighter side, but he knows when to call too. Anyway, Nuber going for the shove, so nothing to think about at all here with the 9-4 suited. Jack 5 again, just folding, hoping for a better spot, hoping for other players to bust. ICM value is pretty high, that's between 4th and 3rd place. So yeah, and it will change a lot just by losing some antes. So let's see, when we lose ante, how much it drops. It already drops like by $50. Pocket sixes is gonna be an open shove, but I thought about it and it's not gonna be a call against any of these 3 players. The reason being, there are 2 shorties back left, they could wake up and one of them busting already gives us some extra money. Yeah, very weird spot. I thought about it, but I really think ICM-wise this is a fold. Bottom thresholds probably pocket 8s, maybe 7s, maybe not even 8s, but I'm pretty sure pocket 8s just gets it in here. And yeah, we would have made a set, but as you can see, even a set in a hyper final table 10 big blinds deep can not be the nuts sometimes. Pretty crazy setup. Ace deuce, yeah, I think as a baby stack his jam is okay. It's pretty little bit too loose, I think. Anyway, ace 7 here. I hope I fold. Yeah, I think this is again an ICM fold with 3 smaller stacks on our left. You really have to think here what happens if someone wakes up and how many orbits you can still survive and wait for better spots. And I think in this case there's a lot, still some room for potentially better spots than our ace 7 in this scenario. Yeah, we're losing a player, very happy about it. And pocket 8's under the gun, you're just getting it in. Folding here, I'm pretty sure would be a big mistake. I'm raising to a sizing that I like, because if there's like 3 more all-ins or whatever craziness happening, we can easily fold, make 1 or 2 money bumps and still have at least 2.5 big blinds left. Obviously jamming here against the chip leader, and that's exactly what we are hoping for. I mean, we're hoping for folds, but if we're getting rejammed, having a flip where we're slightly ahead and we hold, so super happy. Our ISM value going up from 6.7k, I'm guessing to 8k, maybe even slightly 9k even. Super amazing. Getting again pocket 8s. It's gonna be a call against any solo jam. If someone jams and someone rejams, I might let it go here. If more Carvarium would jam, I might think about calling. I don't know, it's a difficult spot. I think 8s might still be an ICM fold. And here, obviously, we're calling. Good flop. Pretty nice turn. So 86% to bust another players and pick up 9.8 big blinds, and we hold it again. Amazing. ICM value going up again to 2nd place. Money actually, which is absolutely fantastic. Such a hot run on this final table. And yeah, Queen 10 is going to be an open jam, but not a call against any of the players to my right. And he jams and runs into aces, which I really like to see. We want the weaker player, I'm not saying he's weak, but the less experienced player probably to chip up. And yeah, at this point I finally decide to go for the ready to deal. There's a break and we continue after the break. Queen 9 suited. I think an open rip here is fine. Knowledge might be very tight, so we could open and fold against a jam against him, but I'm guessing he will be folding much better hands like queen check, king queen off maybe, a lot of ace x hands, so I like the jam. And yeah, Gordo Estrella in the big blind might be calling wide, but also not super insanely wide. And even against the calling range, queen 9 suited usually performs well, unless of course we are running into a dominated hand like ace queen or pocket nines or better. King 4 suited here. I think I prefer a fold, min raise open. I think all options are on the table because king 4 suited, it blocks some of the very strong hands obviously, and we're putting a lot of pressure on these guys. But I think they will still go with it here with too many slightly plus dollar EV hands here, so they are not nits at all, so I don't like the jam too much. And we run into ace queen, which he calls, and he should call I guess as the small stack. And yeah, now our position changes again from ICM value second place down to slightly over third place. Actually it's between second and third place, but a slight blunder with the king 4 suited. I don't think it's a really big one, but it depends. In this table dynamic, I think it's definitely a mistake. So yeah, it is what it is. But if I remember correctly, we continue to run hot. Yep, pocket aces in the big blind. Dream spot. Now we just need someone that wants to play with us, and we're getting a jam. Snap calling, and it's one of the worst hands actually. I mean, he can at least make a wheel. Unfortunately, we see the deuce, which there's always a sweat, right? But we hold, very happy about this, and now we already got 5.5k in the pocket with a nice chip lead here and definitely cruising. I was like just writing some stuff here, don't mind it. This spot again, I think again I made a mistake here. Yeah, I don't like a reshove here because if knowledge really rejams, he will have a super strong hand and we can still get away from our king queen. But I was like, okay, I don't have a backdoor flush draw, no backdoor straight draw. There's a lot of ace x, and even if he has just a pocket pair, we probably slightly not getting the odds to call. But he will also have a lot of Broadway stuff that we are still ahead of. And given what's already in the middle, I think we just have to call here. Yeah, it's an unfortunate flop, and sometimes we are dead. It's a weird spot. I think folding the king-queen pre-flop is a mistake because Mokhtarian is gonna shove, even though he left himself 2 big blinds. A wide range that we are ahead with king-queen slightly, but yeah. Anyway, here, very interesting spot. I went for the open jam, and the reason is king-queen suited has so much equity, but if we're getting jammed on, it will be a lot of ace-x, and we're getting a lot of these hands to fold. Again, kind of not sure about the king-queen hand. Obviously, aces, dream spot again against another ace-x hand, and this time we have a super stable flop and make the 100% mark on the turn. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of running like Jesus on this final table most of the time. And now our ICM value is already between second and first place. Ace-9 suited here. I don't want to raise, call it off. I just want to jam it. I think we could actually raise call this. We're getting jams by worse hands here, but we're also not too happy to get like calls from Broadway hands and have to play post flop. So yeah. 8-7 suited here. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I think jamming here is slightly too spewy. Folding here might be okay. And limping here. I mean, if I ever do this with aces and kings, I think it's okay to also limp exactly this hand. And on this board, I don't know. I don't like the overbet. just go for 1.6 or slightly over half bet. And if for whatever reason he decides to jam it, we have a ton of equity usually. I guess I was trying to reduce variance because, I mean, busting 7th here instead of 1st is a difference of 6k, which is super massive. Again, these hypers are very, very top heavy. And yeah, but still, our hand is too strong on this board. We just kind of flopped the world with our 8-7 suited, so I don't like it. And limping here against knowledge, again, it proved to be a profitable play, but again, he seemed to be a pretty good thinking player and he raised it up this time and we have to fold. King 4, I think min raising is okay. We on the button, we are the one putting pressure on these guys. Folding, yeah, slightly too nitty. I'm not sure. Of course, you would have run into king check, which probably rejams, but yeah. Interesting. Now the strong, aggressive player has the same amount of chips as we do, almost the same. King 10. We could ISO here. Yes, king 10 is very strong, but I think given ICM value and stuff, it's just the right play to check it through and hopefully bust this player. Unless we make a super strong hand, of course, we're still gonna go for value. Very interesting turn. Oh yeah, I think I remember this. Actually not sure. Yeah, there's no reason to bluff this, even though we have great blockers, of course, but the sideboard is almost nothing. And yeah, the small stack chips up. What can we do? Not much. So yeah, I'm slightly ahead in regards of chip. No, actually he has me. I have him covered, but ever so slightly. So just jamming pocket threes seems spewy, especially with the baby stack. If we run into the nuts, it's like ICM suicide. So pretty weird spot with the pocket threes, to be honest. But yeah, I would just check it through most of the time. But we can't, because he has top pair. Again, our knowledge guy with a nice open-ender and overs here, but actually finally he busts. Yeah, and we are heads up. Heads up for 13k. Well, actually, like the difference is 3k, but pretty amazing. My strategy was to go mostly aggressive with good blockers and take the spots as far as I can. I remember I wasn't happy with my heads up in retro. Yeah, I think here 8-7 against the 3x, the fold is fine. Ace 4 with 12 big blinds, just gonna be a jam. We could also call and hope to play it post flop, but yeah. Queen 7. A limp is fine. I think we could also min raise this. If he 3x's again, it would be annoying. Decent flop. We can go for the direct value bet, especially since we don't block any hearts. It's okay. Checking and delayed c-bet is also good. We make the super nuts on the turn, and again, slight mistake here. Yeah, I mean the sizing is okay. It's unfortunate he doesn't have anything that he wants to continue with. We're blocking a lot of pairs, obviously. But yeah. 7-6, nothing much we can do. If we're getting limped on, nice to play it post flop. On this board, we're probably mostly gonna give up with 7 high. No backdoors except the 7 high flush draw, and that's not enough. 5-4, we can limp or min raise. I think I slightly prefer a min raise because there's already quite some value in getting folds pre-flop. And now I remember this was super weird. I went for the bet because I will have some ace-x in my limping range from this stack size every once in a while. And that is why when I saw his re-raise here, I was like, this is full of shit most of the time. I'm blocking straight draws, I'm blocking flush draws, and he shouldn't have any ace-x in the spot. So I went for the re-raise, expecting a lot of folds, to be honest. And on some turns I would be stacking off, like getting the open-ender. And this time I didn't pull the trigger, and I think it was so weird. I was like, okay, if I have the flush, do I ever shove this turn? I was like, probably not, so I can still check it down. But since he called my flop re-raise, I think we were just pretty unlucky and actually up against the flush draw most of the time here. Or maybe some weird two-pair that made a two-pair on the turn. Super weird. No, I don't think this is a call here. Super weird and unlucky, and it doesn't feel great, but I think my thought process was okay. Queen 9, easy jam here. Kind of any queen jams, I think. A lot of jack and 10x that's connected. And yeah, again, here, I think this was a slight mistake. Yeah, the check back preflop is fine. But here we're hitting bottom pair, and I just went for the super neat default. I thought like there's too many turns, I cannot continue if I just flat, like a spade turn, 10 and queen or stuff. But anyway, I think I should have just got it in here with bottom pair, because he's still in such a wide range, and if he has it, we're just unlucky. Anyway, queen check into snap call queen 6, and he hits a 6. So unfortunately we couldn't take it home, but yeah, second place. Still amazing score, pretty happy with it, even though I felt like I didn't totally earn it, just running hot and yeah, not getting lucky, heads up. So my voice is disappearing, but yeah, thanks a lot, and leave a comment, and see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.